All right, my friends, it's clubstepping.com, your station for music, memories, and more. CSO Radio Chief Steppin Officer here with you. A little bit, 6 minutes after the hour. I told y'all the lady was coming. Ladies and gentlemen, it's always be blessed by the best. We got a new segment on Club Steppin that we're calling Tax Tip Tuesday. And joining us for Tax Tip Tuesday is Miss Nancy King. She's an accomplished author, seasoned business professional, and one of Chicago's leading experts in property tax reduction. With over 25 years in corporate America and more than 30 years in real estate, investors, and property tax consultant, Nancy is the founder and CEO of PTRS Reductions, where she has saved property owners millions of dollars. She's also a certified business coach. She's a great speaker, community leader, and former host of the Property Tax Reduction Hour. And so let's welcome her to Club Steppin. Nancy, how you doing?
Hello, everyone. Hello. I am doing great on this Tuesday morning. How are you?
I am doing well. Thanks for asking. We are happy to have you here. As we all know, some of us got our tax stuff yesterday and opened it up and it was like, Nancy, talk to us.
Oh my God. Do you know how many people have called me and told me they're ready to sell? But let me just tell you a little bit about myself. Again, Lamont, I know you gave a little short overview of who Nancy King is. So I call myself Nancy King, the property tax queen. I've been lowering property taxes. I believe this was a calling by God to help people save their homes, especially after the mortgage crisis and the mortgage fraud crisis back in 2008. And so now, being living in the state of Illinois, which has the second, sometimes the third highest property taxes in the nation, it is imperative that we as homeowners, commercial property owners, anyone that owns property in the state of Illinois, appeal and fight back.
Fight back, yes.
Fight back, fight back. You got to fight. You got to get in the ring.
Can we fight back? I mean, most of the time we say, it's the government.
Well, there are some remedies. There are some strategies that you can do. One of my suggestions that I think the legislation has to change. Of course, there's a lot of political information and things that go forth that we have no control over on some aspects, but then there are. We are responsible for voting in these individuals who claim they're going to help solve the property taxes. And so if we don't appeal, they don't think we really are fighting. So if we are appealing our assessments every single year, there's been this notion that you cannot appeal every single year. As you know, Property Tax 101, let me just give you an example. Property Tax 101 is the assessment of your property, which is equated to the market value of how much your property is worth to on the market to sell. And so the state has a tax rate that they multiply against your assessment to determine how much they need. And then there's the local villages, with the village that you stay in or the city that you stay in, they have a local tax rate. And then you can apply for your tax credits or tax exemptions. So that assessment is multiplied against two different numbers, which those numbers, as you know, change every year. And then there's so that's how the property taxes are. The property tax bill comes to play. So some of the tax credits are, of course, if you are a homeowner, you can get a tax exemption. If you are a senior over 65, you can get a tax exemption. If you are a senior, I'm sorry, Lamont?
Over 65, really?
Yeah, over 65, you can get a senior's exemption. If you are 65 and make less than 65,000, you can get an additional discount, which most people don't know about the senior freeze. And then there's a disability discount. And then there is also a disabled veteran. Don't get this twisted. Just because you're a veteran does not mean you get a discount on your property taxes. You have to be disabled, and depending on your DD 214 and your qualification, your percentage of your disability will determine how much property tax discount you can receive. Unless you're 70% or more, you do not have to pay property taxes if you're a disabled veteran and you have 70% or more. And then I'm imploring and I'm begging everyone who has a senior that's over 65. This is something that they never talk about in the news. This is the senior deferral program. So up to $7,500. I did it for my mom. She would have been 97 back 20 something years ago. The senior deferral program, which goes only through the Cook County Treasurer, is a program that you can apply for before March 1st, and it will defer up to $7,500 of a senior's property tax bill until the property is sold or the person dies, and then it's up to their heirs to pay the property taxes that was occurring, occurring small interest. But you can still receive your homeowners. You can still receive your seniors. You can still receive your senior deferral. I'm sorry, senior freeze, and you can also defer up to $7,500 of the property tax bill. I believe, don't quote me, you have a 1 year to pay all the back taxes. So, for example, if the person lived at 67 and they died at 77 and they deferred their property tax bill up to $7,500. When they pass, that individual will be responsible for paying those back taxes. So if they left the property to their parent, to their daughter, they would have a year to pay those property tax back. So there are some of the things that you can do legally to reduce your property tax credits or exemptions.
Wow. And you know how to do that. So tell everybody, give everybody all your info. Give them the website, the phone number. How we get the hook from Nancy King.
Yes. Again, you're listening to Nancy King, the property tax queen, and a little bit of everything, because I do some other things as well. So our website is www, of course, P like in property, T reduction.com. That's ptreduction.com. reduction.com. Awesome. For those that remember Sesame Street.
Yes. That's why some of us can still spell to this day.
Yes.
And a number to reach you if they just want to call.
It's 708-986-5301, 708-986-5301. And so there's two other secret strategies, Lamont, that I would like to just tell the audience about when it comes to their property taxes. So, for example, if you have a senior that's living with you that's over 65, you can place them on the title with you so that you can you can quit claim the deed both to yourself and to your parent or uncle, whomever is living with you that's over 65, so that individual can also receive the exemption. If you have someone that's living with you that's disabled, you can put anyone and everyone on the deed. Whoever's living in the house, 10 people living in the house, put all 10 people on the deeds. And then depending on their disposition, so if they're over 65, if they're disabled, hopefully one of them is a disabled veteran and don't have to pay any property taxes. You can put them on the deed and you don't have to pay property taxes. And then, yes, absolutely. Isn't that good information?
That is awesome. You got the steppers out here listening.
Yes. And then also, the other caveat, if you have landlords that have tenants, there is a legal way to receive all those exemptions that I just mentioned on behalf of your tenant. I have the secret sauce for that, the very secret sauce for that. So there is a legal way that you can receive those exemptions and not receive any penalties or interest from the assessors, Cook County is the only one that does that. Will County, DuPage, they don't, only Cook County would try to penalize you for receiving exemptions that they know you can legally receive. If you go to other counties, they'll tell you, oh, okay, this is what you need to do. But if you don't know what to do, you can contact Nancy King at 708-986-5301, or you can contact us and click on free assessment, and we'll get an email at ptreduction.com.
Wow, Nancy, I am so thankful to bring you on. My listeners are probably loving this right now, especially as tax season is about to ramp up. So we look forward to hearing your tax tips. And you guys, if you got any questions that you want to ask, you can call her, you can DM me, and we'll save those tips for her for next week. But every Tuesday, we're going to have tax tip Tuesday with
Yes.
Nancy right here.
Yes.
All right. We thank you for hanging out with us. We're going to get back to some music. It's clubsteppin.com. We're your station for music, memories, and more.